Welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2024 of Marymount School of New York. In a moment, our graduates will process in, followed by faculty and trustees. Out of respect for the graduates and the ceremony, we ask at this time that you turn off or silence your cell phones or any electronic devices that make sounds, even when you take photos. During commencement, please refrain from flash photography and from raising devices into the air to take photos. Also, we ask that you not stand or move into the center aisle as the graduates process in and out of the church. A professional photographer will take photos throughout the entire program. At the end of the ceremony, the trustees, faculty, and graduates will recess to Wallace Hall, where you can greet and congratulate them. We are so grateful for your reverence, joy, and support on this most special day as we honor and send forth the class of 2024.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, let us pray. Loving God, as we gather today in the presence of cherished family, esteemed faculty, and beloved friends, we are filled with gratitude for the journey that has led us to this momentous occasion. We thank you for the nurturing community of Marymount School, where we have been molded into independent, confident, and loving individuals. As we prepare to embark on a new chapter of our lives, we seek your guidance and protection. We ask that you continue to bless us as we honor the past and look forward to the future. May the memories we have created together serve as a beacon of light, illuminating the path ahead. Let us cherish the bonds forged within this space and carry the spirit of Marymount with us wherever we go. Amen.
Mrs. Wagner, Mrs. Alvar, Miss Coffey, distinguished trustees, faculty, staff and administration, honored guests, and graduates. Thank you for being here today, and it is my honor to welcome you all to the 2024 commencement exercises. I first arrived at Marymount 15 years ago. This means that I genuinely don't remember a time when I wasn't embraced in the Marymount community. I have been shaped by Marymount, and I have been loved by Marymount, and the relationships I have formed here have meant the world to me. The bond that we share as the class of 2024 is truly the strongest one I have ever known. For those of you who are not as familiar with the class of 2024 as I am, I would like to share a few things that I know about our class to offer some insight into who we truly are. First, I know that we are all driven by a persistent and inspiring desire to learn and achieve new things, constantly striving to develop ideas both in and out of the classroom. I know that our chosen class color, yellow, illustrates the fact that there has never been a class as bright, spirited, and enthusiastic as we are. I know that in every challenge, we help one another, and in every achievement, we celebrate one another. Having been through a lot together, I know that there are no obstacles we cannot overcome, and I know that 20 years from now, we will still be there to offer care and support to one another. I also know that each and every one of us is able to perfectly perform the entirety of the pitch-perfect Barden Bella's final dance number. Most importantly, I know that I'm so lucky to have had the opportunity to grow up surrounded by such generous, thoughtful, and loving people. Being part of the Marymount class of 2024 has been the biggest blessing I could ever ask for. We have come so far, and even though I'm filled with excitement for our futures, I cannot believe that this journey is over. Fortunately, I know that this is not truly goodbye, and I am confident that we will continue to stand by each other even as we split off on our own individual paths. I am especially grateful for all the knowledge, joy, and friendship that Marymount has given me over the years, and I'm so proud to be a part of such an incredible class. As we go out into the world to do great things, may we all remember every teacher, every parent, every experience, every laugh, and every lesson that shaped us into the wonderful individuals we have all become. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate these new chapters in our lives. I cannot wait to see what we take on next, and I have no doubt that the class of 2024 is going to be amazing. Thank you.
Mrs. Wagner, Mrs. Alvar, Ms. Coffey, distinguished trustees, faculty, staff and administration, honored guests, and graduates. I started Marymount in 9th grade, making me a new 9, as we affectionately say. It feels like only yesterday that I was an 8th grader deciding where to spend my next 4 years. In reflecting on my journey through Marymount, I revisited some of the impressions that drew me to this community in the first place. I came across the notes I took during my admissions visit to Marymount, and here are a few things I wrote down. These all seem like crazy smart girls. They're well-rounded, independent, and kind. The teachers are extremely interested in what they're teaching. They get into engaged and intelligent discussions with students. The students make insightful points and truly care about what they're learning. 4 years later, I realized my early observations about our academics were spot on. But back then, I never could have anticipated how important my teachers would become to my personal and academic formation. Our teachers are experts in their fields, and in our small discussion-based classes, their enthusiasm for their subjects becomes contagious. Inspired by their excitement, we've fostered a lifelong love of learning that will propel us through college and beyond. I know that when I sit in my first university lecture hall 3 months from now, I will feel prepared and confident, thanks to Marymount's small class sizes and strong sense of community, which foster the development of our minds and hearts. These things make a Marymount education a unique privilege and a gift, an education that has taught us all how to be assertive in our writing and speaking, guided us as we have learned how to have tough conversations in meaningful, respectful, and productive ways, given us a creative mindset that only comes from having the space to try out bold ideas. In sophomore year, the Impact Project, which we completed as part of our social justice course, helped me to recognize that this privilege comes with a responsibility to address injustices and foster equity. Under our teachers' guidance, we analyzed organizations' financial statements, gaining a behind-the-scenes look at how they operate effectively. We conducted lengthy interviews with leaders of nonprofit organizations and the people they were serving, learning firsthand the value of centering embodied knowledge in advocacy. Most importantly, we did it all as a team. We learned that, yes, we are capable of creating positive change in the lives of others, and we have the tools to do so, but we cannot do it alone. I think that a dedicated, spirited sense of collaboration is a large part of what makes Marymount so special. And for me, this collaboration is epitomized in our all-school masses. At Mass, everybody has her own role. There are singers and instrumentalists who dedicate themselves to honing their skills and sharing their talents with our community, as we just so beautifully heard. Lower school readers who, emboldened by Mrs. Alvar's warm smile, bring our intentions to God. Eucharistic ministers who carry Jesus' love into our lives, and banner bearers who center Marymount's legacy of service and compassion. I've never felt more at home at Marymount than at the end of each Mass, when the musicians lead us in singing, "Go Make a Difference," and the whole community joins in clapping. I've never achieved my goal of hitting that high D note. My voice cracks every time. But I do feel a sense of energy radiating from the church, a sense that we truly can make a difference. We must make a difference, and we will make a difference, and we'll do it together. As I look around this beautiful church, it's heartwarming to see all those friends and family members who have been with us every step of the way, advising us and cheering us on until we reached the finish line, where we are today. I am so grateful to my grandparents for rooting my family in compassion, perseverance, and fortitude, and to my parents and sisters for exemplifying those values and guiding me to do the same. As we embark on the next phase of our journey, one of my favorite Bible verses comes to mind. From the book of the prophet Isaiah, we hear, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you." During my time at Marymount, I know I've never been alone. I've felt God's presence in Mrs. Alvar's signature hugs, and I've seen it in her dedication, compassion, and resilience. I've felt God moving in this place through Sister Cleavy's words of wisdom shared at the annual Christmas assembly. in the proud eyes of my track coaches as they watch a teammate reach a new personal best, and in the math department's motivational videos reminding us that yes, in fact, we will survive the AP Calculus exam. To be a Marymount alumna is to be rooted in a community of compassion, consideration, and love. And that community is something I know I will hold on to throughout my life. As I think about the legacy of our class, I am honored to be graduating alongside such a phenomenal group of young people who will be my forever friends. We've survived a global pandemic together, led the school into a new building together, grown up together. We support one another and build each other up. We can have conversations that matter while growing in appreciation for one another's diverse backgrounds and perspectives. We are resilient. We are energized. Let's go make a difference. Thank you.
Kelly Coffey is a former chair of the Marymount Board of Trustees and the current Chief Executive Officer of City National Entertainment, Private Banking, and Wealth Management. She's been repeatedly named one of the most powerful women in banking, as she has charted a successful career in finance over the past few decades. Ms. Coffey received a BA in International Affairs and French from Lafayette College and a Master's of Science in Foreign Service from Georgetown University. She began her career in Buenos Aires, Argentina, where she worked for 6 years in mergers and acquisitions at JP Morgan. Returning to the United States, Ms. Coffey became the chair of the Reputation Risk Committee at JP Morgan, as well as the head of the bank's Women's Network. She became CEO of the JP Morgan U.S. Private Bank in 2013.
In 2019, Ms. Coffey became the first female CEO of City National Bank and continues to forge new paths for women in a traditionally male-dominated field. The mother of a Marymount alumna, Ms. Coffey served on the Marymount Board of Trustees for 15 years and as chair for 10 of those years. Under her leadership, Marymount embraced an innovative learning environment, promoted a culture of belonging, and expanded global programming within the international network of RSHM schools. Ms. Coffey is deeply committed to Marymount's mission and to educating the hearts and minds of young women. We are especially grateful to Ms. Coffey for all her hard work and perseverance in making our new school building at 115 East 97th Street a reality. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Kelly Coffey.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mrs. Alvar, esteemed members of the Marymount Board, faculty and administration, parents, grandparents, friends, and most importantly, the brilliant Marymount class of 2024. Isn't this church a spectacular place to celebrate the impressive achievements of our graduates? Congratulations to each and every one of you. Today marks a tremendous milestone in your life. You should be very proud. But I also want to recognize your families, friends, and teachers, many here today, as they have just as much to be proud of. Let's give them a hand for supporting you up to this point. So I've attended at least 15 Marymount commencements, most of them as the chair of our Marymount board, and one as a very proud parent as a graduate in the class of 2017. And today I am truly honored to be your commencement speaker. So commencement speeches are always supposed to be full of very useful advice like wear sunscreen or funny anecdotes about my industry. But banking isn't really very funny, and I actually tan pretty well. So I thought I'd give you a little bit of advice more broadly. And I had the pleasure of spending about an hour with all of you last Monday before you left on your retreat, which I heard was fantastic. And I learned about your experiences at Marymount, your hopes and fears for the future, and some of your questions about how to build and balance a career and a full life. This class had the unique experience of starting high school in the pandemic. Not an easy thing to do. And it took some time to come together as a class. And now, you're leaving Marymount and going out into a world that is more complicated than ever. I loved hearing what you will remember and cherish about Marymount. Your friends, the sense of community and support, your gathering places in the school, your time in the upper campus. And of course, you have some concerns as you head off to your amazing colleges, making new friends for the first time in a long time, and taking the leading role to drive your futures. So as I reflected on what I could share of value, one of my favorite quotes came to mind from Soren Kierkegaard: "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forward." So I've taken this opportunity to look back and understand what I think is important to help you plan as you move forward. If there is one message I'd like you to take away from my speech today, it is that your time at Marymount has already given you many of the skills that I believe you need to be successful and happy in your life. I feel it important to note that I am not saying I have done it all right. Nobody does, but I have learned a lot along the way. First and foremost, I know that each of you can already confidently stand up and speak in front of a full room, whether it's a presentation to a room full of executives, the board, or a toast at your best friend's wedding. You can do it without breaking a sweat. It has been said that many people fear public speaking more than death. Speaking in public is a critical skill in the business and social world, and you, with the help of your teachers, have mastered it. Well done. Your rigorous curriculum has challenged you to think critically, communicate effectively, and approach problems with creativity and resilience. Your ability to articulate ideas clearly and persuasively, whether it's in a professional setting or a social gathering, is a big advantage. It will help you stand out in college, job interviews, presentations, and ultimately senior leadership roles. I urge you to continue to hone this important skill in college and keep it sharp. You never know when someone will hand you a glass of champagne and yell speech. Second is the value of discipline and resilience. In my time as a parent and board member, I've seen Marymount as a firm but nurturing environment. We had high expectations for each of you. Marymount has encouraged you and celebrated your successes, but you have also been told when you have misstepped. Maybe you rolled your skirt up too high, arrived late to class, received a low grade, or maybe another more serious issue that I certainly won't mention here. But your Marymount teachers or administrators let you know in no uncertain terms. But they did so in a way that recognizes that we all make mistakes. It is what we do after we make one that defines us. You understand how to work hard and receive that feedback, positive and constructive, and act on it. I have seen many students get into the working world and crumble at the first negative feedback they received. That won't happen to you. You already have shown your resilience in overcoming significant adversity. Just look at how you got through the pandemic successfully in high school. Not an easy task. Marymount has highlighted the importance of getting your work done before the fun. Remember that success is the sum of small efforts, day in, day out. Discipline helps you stay focused and use your time effectively to accomplish tasks and ultimately goals. I was once told by a friend when I started in banking that my hourly wage was less than working at McDonald's. True, but I didn't view it that way. I was investing in my future. This will be important in college and beyond. There won't be teachers or parents looking over your shoulder telling you what you should do. You have to do that for yourself now. You have that skill, use it. Third, design your life. No one else will. To quote another one of my favorites, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. Dr. Seuss. Actively design your life, and I don't mean your entire life, that's impossible. But to use a Taylor Swift term, define an era. It will lead to the next one. I always find it easier to set a goal and work backward. That can change over time, and they will. Being the architect of your life is closely related to dreaming. Dreams give you the concept, and designing your life molds that big dream into something achievable. And setting goals, along with some discipline, is a pretty good plan for turning dreams into reality. By envisioning your dreams vividly, you activate the same brain regions as when you're actually performing the task, increasing motivation and likelihood of taking action. Dream big and take action, a powerful combination. But don't be too committed to a plan. Take some chances that come up along the way. Say yes to interesting experiences. Don't be afraid to do something you might fail at. Everyone fails, and you will learn the most from your failures. Take a class that scares you or a semester abroad. I was a French and international affairs major in college, and I interviewed with the bank, and I've spent over 30 years in banking. And very early in my career, and basically agreeing over a weekend, I moved to Argentina for 5 years and got valuable international banking experience, had a great time, and I learned another language. Fourth is the importance of philanthropy. After my family, the part of my life that has given the most to me has been the time that I have spent giving back to something I believe in. If you give time to an organization or a cause that matters to you, I promise that you will get much more back than you can ever give. It will nourish your soul. It doesn't take a lot of money to make an impact. Your time and ideas are also valuable. I know you have already developed a strong moral compass rooted in the values of service and leadership at Marymount, and I urge you to keep going. I have many examples of how this has added to my life, but since we're at the Marymount graduation today, I have to mention my time on the Marymount board. This school has been a very special part of our family. My husband Joe and I walked through the doors of Marymount, 5th Avenue, 23 years ago when our daughter Kate was 2 years old. And we met the head of admissions, Mrs. Alvar, and felt right at home. I joined the board when Kate was in 4th or 5th grade, and it has been a true joy. I have made friends for life, learned a lot, and had tons of fun doing it. I am so happy you had 1 year in our magnificent new upper campus building. It was built by the commitment and generosity of the Marymount community with the brave leadership of Mrs. Alvar and the board. It shows the power of faith and dreaming big. And we definitely had a lot of help from Mother Butler. It was a long journey. We started 15 years ago with the desire for a regulation-sized gym. But we decided to dream bigger, and we created a lot more than a new gym. It took vision, guts, and perseverance. We broke ground during the pandemic and had to make some very difficult decisions at times of great uncertainty. I am incredibly proud of what we accomplished together and the impact the building will have on Marymount and our girls for generations to come. I believe strongly that all girls' education gives you the skills, experience, and confidence that will earn you a seat at the table. I also have to say a big congratulations to our future head of Marymount, Lorraine Riley. I am thrilled that the school will be led by a homegrown talent who sat in your seat many years ago. Finally, as you graduate today and go to college and beyond, please always remember that the Marymount community is here to support you as you leave to challenge, shape, and change our world. First, you have the natural network of support from one another. You have grown up together. Whether you started in nursery or high school, you have a bond forged by the shared experiences of Marymount. All of the wonderful celebrations, the stress of deadlines and exams, singing and dancing together, playing sports together, even arguing with one another. You also picked each other up when needed and rooted for each other to succeed. It's like being sisters, and sisters support one another. Even if a girl in your class wasn't in your close friend group, or you competed over a part in a play or a position on a team, she will help you in the future if you need it. I've seen this in action through Kate and her class. The bond you have formed is for life. And it's not just within your class. It's class to class, teacher to alum, staff member to alum, board member to alum. You have a tremendous support system just waiting to help you, so use it. When you win, we all win. When you cry, we all cry. Graduates, the future belongs to those who are bold enough to dream big and courageous enough to turn those dreams into a reality. Embrace this journey wholeheartedly. Stay true to yourselves and your values. The world is yours to shape and transform. I cannot wait to see what you do. And wear sunscreen. Congratulations, class of 2024. Your Marymount family could not be more proud.
Marymount School is accredited by the New York State Association of Independent Schools, is incorporated with the Regents of the University of the State of New York, and holds membership in the National Association of Independent Schools. Marymount School grants diplomas to the following: Sonia Caitlin Alexander. Amelia Ann Barty. Alana Kate Berry. Kaya Coraline Beckles. Kara Cassell Beckles. Nora Virginia Brennan. Camilla Buston-Dewey. Magnolia Grace Butler. Emily Frances Carbone. Miriam Chowdhury. Courtney Rain Clark. Caroline Ross Cole. Antonia Francine Colon. Julia Kate Courtney. Lauren Keloha Krish. Lisbeth Cruz. Beatrice Colleen Curry. Catherine Angelica DeWorth. Shirley Marie Fernandez. Catherine Elizabeth Fischetti. Kate Juliette Flemma. Ava Marianne Geibel. Grace Caroline Goodwin. Caroline Roberta Gordon. Amelia Hernandez Joya. Christina Michelle Isom. Isabella Jaramillo. Lara Louise Kendrott. Serena Kesha. Stella Kraniski. Delaney Margaret Laffler. Ryan Olivia LaPenta. Juliana Maya Liptak. Yvonne Jean Locatel Harris. Lauren Anna Louise Malcolm. Shannon Rose Marchuka. Inez Martinez Gonzalez. Cecilia Maria McCarthy. Ruby Quo McKillips. Audrey Claire Monaco. Summer Kaylin Nelson. Sophie Lawrence Nesnek. Tess Cuomo O'Donoghue. Daisy Marie O'Grady. Olivia Reese Perio. Clara Wah Parkin. Margaret Rose Patrick. Yasmin Nayeli Perez Ortega. Sophia Marie Pasola. Colleen Therese Peterson. Tess Margaret Pontarelli. Alexia Pritch. Katya Pritch. Allison Providenti. Giovanna Farago Rodriguez. Giselle Xiomara Rodriguez. Isabella Grace Rosero. Sofia Cosima Rodrigo. Sophia Patricia Stillwell. Catherine Grace Thind. Julia Dagon Wasserberger. Blanca Carolyn Webb. Ella Ann Witt. Alexandra Sophia Yufei Wu. And now, with great pride, we present the graduates of the class of 2024. Thank you. The graduates of the class of 2024 will attend the following colleges and universities. Please hold your applause until the very end so that each school can be heard. Thank you. Bard College, Boston College, Bucknell University, Chapman University, Clemson University, College of the Holy Cross, Cornell University, Duke University, Florida State University, Fordham University, Franklin University, Switzerland, Georgetown University, Hamilton College, Hampton University, Lehigh University, Loyola Marymount University, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, New York University, Northeastern University, Queen's University at Kingston, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, Skidmore College, Southern Methodist University, Tulane University, United States Military Academy at West Point, University of Chicago, University of Florida, University of Georgia, University of Michigan, University of Notre Dame, University of Pennsylvania, University of Richmond, University of Southern California, University of Tennessee, Knoxville, University of Texas at Austin, University of Virginia, Villanova University, Wake Forest University, Washington University in St. Louis. Now feel free to offer a round of applause.
The 2024 Sister Antoine Campbell Award. In 1978, the Marymount School Alumni Association established the Sister Antoine Campbell Award to honor a beloved teacher, Sister Antoine, who was commemorating her years of service as a religious of the Sacred Heart of Mary. Sister Antoine Campbell, who died in 1998, first came to Marymount in 1929, just 3 years after the school was founded. She spent more than 30 years as a teacher, headmistress, and alumni liaison. Each year, the alumni honors Sister Antoine by giving an award to a graduate who exemplifies the special qualities of the heart and mind that Sister Antoine brought to the school. The award is given to a graduate who, through her generosity of spirit, her kindness, and her openness to others, has fostered a sense of community in her class and the school. One who has demonstrated a concern for the entire human family. This year, the 2024 Sister Antoine Campbell Award is presented to 2 graduates. Please hold your applause until both awardees are named. It is my great pleasure to present this award to Grace Goodwin and Colleen Peterson. the 2024 Sister Kathleen Fagan Leadership Award. Marymount School was irrevocably changed by the extraordinary vision and bold leadership of former headmistress, Sister Kathleen Fagan. Throughout her 28 years as the leader of our school, Sister Kathleen retained a strong commitment to academic excellence, student leadership, and to service in and out of the classroom. Sister Kathleen guided the school through years of growth, bringing it to financial stability and implementing long-range, state-of-the-art improvements. Sister Kathleen holds the esteemed title of Trustee Emerita, and she inspired generations of alumni to preserve the Marymount legacy. The Sister Kathleen Fagan Leadership Award is presented to a graduate who has the strength and ambition to work fearlessly toward her goals, one who is creative and a divergent thinker, one who communicates her values in powerful ways, and one who seizes the moment to lead others toward worthy action. This year, the 2024 Sister Kathleen Fagan Leadership Award is presented to 2 graduates. Again, please hold your applause until both awardees are named. It is my great pleasure to present this award to Christina Isom and, I said hold your applause, Christina Isom and Tess Pontarelli.
Let us pray. Loving God, thank you. Thank you for our families. Thank you for our steadfast friendships. Thank you for our dedicated educators and mentors. Thank you for the privilege of being a member of Marymount's class of 2024. We are each one of the 64 unique, compassionate, and talented young women who make up this extraordinary class. Now, with your love and guidance, we are ready to challenge, shape, and change the world as we enter the next stage of our lives. As this ceremony comes to a close and we begin to recess down the aisle with our diplomas in hand and walk through the doors of St. Ignatius Loyola, may we reflect with gratitude on the time that we have shared with one another, a time full of curiosity, risk-taking, and growth. Please continue to bless each member of the class of 2024 as we go forth to shine our light in the world. Amen.